Hi guys, my name is Mr. Gifford. I'm a math resource teacher at Featherbed Elementary School, and I'm here to present second grade math for week 6, lesson 2, unit 6, mod 1, session 1 for the Bridges curriculum. So here are our outcomes for this lesson. We are going to add multiples of 10 using strategies based on place value in order to add two-digit numbers efficiently. So I want you to think about this before we start. You've learned how to decompose numbers into tens and ones to represent two-digit numbers in expanded form. Take a look at the example below. You have the number 42. And take a look how we broke 42 down. So if you notice, we've broken 42 into place value, tens and ones. So in our tens place, we have 4 tens or 40. In our ones place, we have 2 ones, represented here by these symbols. So the lines represent tens, so we have 10, 20, 30, 40. And the dots represent ones, which we have 1 and 2. So 42 is represented as 4 tens, 2 ones, or 42. So keep that in mind. Be thinking about that as we work on this lesson. So let's learn a bit more about this. An efficient strategy for addition is to add multiples of 10. It's easy to add multiples of 10 mentally. Here's one example. So you have 30 plus 11. So when we are adding with tens, the reason why it's easy to do this is because we know that anytime we add 0 to any number, it's going to be itself. So 0 and 1 is going to be 1. That's why I like telling kids that if you can add in a strategy where you can get groups of 10, that's going to make it a lot easier for you when you're adding. So I know that 0 and 1 is going to be 1. So what's left over are my tens. I have 3 tens and 1 10, which is going to equal 4 tens, or 40. So now I have 40 from the tens places, and I have 1 from the ones places, which will give me 41. And this is how we could think of it. 30 plus 10 is 40, 1 plus 0 is 1, and 40 plus 1 equals 41. You can also count on by using multiples of 10, starting with the other addend. So in this case, the other addend is 11. So we're going to start with 11 here, which is 10 1 or 1 10 and a 1. And what we're going to do is we are going to add 30 down here, but we're going to add it in groups of 10. So here is one group of 10. So 11 plus a group of 10 is just adding one of these tens rods. So now we have 1 10, 2 tens, and a 1, which would equal 21. We're going to add another group of 10, which means we are going to have 10 more added to that. So we already have 21. We're going to add 10 more to that, which would give us 10, 20, 30, and 1. Now we're going to add one more group of 10, because remember, we're adding 30 or 3 groups of 10 to our 11. So if we add one more group of 10, we're going to end up getting 41, which if we take a look, we've added 10, 20, 30, and 40 plus 1 to give us 41. So there's two strategies here that you can use to add double-digit numbers in multiples of 10. Next, we want to think about this. When you add multiples of 10, what pattern do you notice in the tens place? What pattern do you notice in the ones place? So take a look at this real quick. Here's our ones in the blue and our tens in the red. I want you to think about it for about 30 seconds. What patterns do you notice? So if you take a look here, again, when we're adding with multiples of 10, I have a 0 and a 7. And we know that anything plus 0 is going to be itself. So right away, I know my number is going to be ending with a 7. Then all I have to do is I have to focus on my tens places. 2 tens and 7 tens is 9 tens or 90. So now my final answer would be 97. Okay? So our pattern that we see is that when we're adding with multiples of 10, all we have to do is know that 0 and that number is going to be the exact same number. It's not going to change because 0 plus anything is going to be itself. All right, here's a video that I'm going to show you guys using a app that helps you with your ones, tens, and hundreds. Up top here is a link that you can use to find this app while the video is playing. If you want to write this down or take a picture of it and then plug that into your search engine, you'll be able to find this. Also, if you log into Google Chrome using your BCPS password, there should be a folder called BCPS links, and on the video it will show you.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mrs. Christ. I'm going to show you how to use the Bridges in Math Learning Center Math app number pieces. We're going to be building the number 246. So let's go ahead and get our place value pieces. I know that I can break this number into parts using expanded form. I have 240 and 6. So let's go ahead and build that with our place value blocks. So I need 200, 100, 200, and then I need tens. My tens are these rods, and I need 4 of them. Let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. And now I need 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's check our work. I have 100, 200, 200. I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 40. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So altogether, we have 246. This app is pretty easy to use. You can build using your flats to show hundreds, your rods to show tens, and your units to show ones.
All right, so now you're going to try it. Here are some problems that I'm going to give you a few seconds to look through, okay? And I'm going to give you some time. So the first one is 36 plus 40. I want you to use what we've learned here using the tens and ones and your mental strategies to figure out what the answer would be. 12 plus 50 and 60 plus 28. I'll give you a little bit to figure out those problems, and then we'll come back and we will look at how to answer them. Don't forget to try to draw on a separate sheet of paper to get these answers. Show your work and be neat. Okay, So hopefully you're working through this first problem. I'm going to show you what I like to do. So I like to go ahead and I like to put the problem up and down, okay, vertically, because I like to be neat. So if we're looking at this mentally, we know that anything plus 0 is going to be itself. So that means 0 and 6 is going to be 6. And again, that's why we want to add in multiples of 10, because it helps us with that pattern. And then we have 3 tens and 4 tens left, which will give us 7 tens or 70. So 70 plus 6 will give us 76. Okay, so here you would have your 3 tens, 1, 2, 3. Then you would have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. So 36, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, which would give us 76. Okay, if you got that one right, parents or adults, give your child a thumbs up, or students, if you're by yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. All right, the next one you should have done, 12 plus 50. And again, we'll do the 12, and we'll add the 50 to it. Okay. So again, adding multiples of 10, it's really good. We have a 0 here because we know the pattern. 2 plus our 0 is going to give us 2. Okay. And then we have 1 10 and 5 tens, which we know will give us 6 tens. And 6 tens plus 2 tens is going to give us 62. And here we have a 10 and 2 ones, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we add those together, we'll end up getting 6 tens and 2 ones, which is 62. Again, if you got that correct, give yourself a pat on the back. Adults, if you are there, give your child a thumbs up. And finally, let's look at the last one here. I'm going to go ahead and do my 60. And I'm going to add 28 to it. So again, the pattern that we see, we have a 0 and an 8. We know that anything plus 0 is going to be itself. And here, so that's 8 ones. And here we have 6 tens and 2 tens, which will give us 8 tens. So up here we have our 6 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And here we have 28, which will be our 2 tens. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones. And if we add those together, our 6 tens, 2 tens will give us 8 tens. And our 8 ones will be 8 ones, which will be 88. Okay? Again, if you got that correct, give yourself a pat on the back. Adults, if you're there, give a thumbs up if your child got that. All right, so where can we practice? What are you going to show what you know? You're going to work on pages 10 and 11 of your Bridges packet. Page 10 will be Unit 6, Mod 1, Session 1. And page 11 will also be Unit 6, Mod 1, Session 1 in your Bridges packet. And they look like this. It's called Place Value on Wheels, and they are 2 pages. So that's what we would like you to work on. Okay? And again, if you have any questions, you can look at the Schoology page and folder that your teacher should have up and running, and this information will also be there. Again, questions, concerns, contact teacher during office hours, and hopefully they'll be able to meet those needs. And good luck, guys. Review your work and talk to your teacher if you have any questions. And always remember, practice your math, And we'll see you next time with our video lessons.